Hello, welcome to SquishiVision. I've burnt my tongue slightly, so that's not great. Here, well, I'm going to talk about one episode real quick, but I'm also going to quickly also test out Caster Labs, which I'm now using for my combined chats. So that if you're watching on either the vertical version or the horizontal version, it'll still come up on the screen. So there's context there. But we're talking about one episode is Cracked Mirror, and it should barely be a spoiler with a title like Cracked Mirror that we go into the mirror universe, but we don't immediately go there. It's a part of the episode, but it's still a fun exploration. There is some timey-wimey stuff. It's not huge. Well, actually, no, it is because of the weakened state of universe, because of what has happened with the change in time. Prodigy jumping back to Voyager has shattered reality bit, and they do something similar to what actually happens to Chakotay. I think at least once, maybe twice in Voyager, and they actually do bring us up where they're jumping through different realities. So one reality jump through is a version where the Protostar's weapon isn't deactivated or it isn't prevented, so they do destroy Starfleet. There's another one where we get a short cameo from those that civilization that was influenced by Starfleet back when, from season one, and then we spend a bit more time in the mirror universe. So we get to finally see mirror versions of some of our characters. Well, a mirror version of Janeway and a mirror version of Chakotay. Not sadly a mirror version of the Doctor, which I would have loved to see. But it's nice for catching up because some of the we got obviously mirror versions of TOS and mirror versions of DS9 Enterprise. We didn't really get a mirror version of TNG. The closest to that was probably Yes's Enterprise episode, which we'll kind of use as a basis. And we never really got a mirror version of Voyager. The closest of that was that episode where the history of Voyager was kind of muddled up. And the Doctor and the Far Future tried to go and correct it. And that was probably the closest we ever got to that. Let's quickly test this. So, Lorem Ipsum. That appears. I mean, it's not hugely easy to see, but that's basically because of my background. This one on this side might need lip sync a wee bit. And then if I type it into the vertical chat, Lorem Ipsum 2. And hopefully that also pulls through. There we go. Excellent. And I can probably, well, I was going to say I can probably drag this one down a bit, but actually it's, no, that's fine because of where my shoulder is. That's why I had it about high. The benefit of Restream is Restream has a background on it, so that it's more visible what's being said, but it's not a huge problem. It's not. I mean, if you're in the chat, you can see it anyway, so it's fine. It's more indicative than anything else. So yeah, we get to finally see what the mirror version of kind of Starfleet looks like, or rather, Terran Empire looks like at this point. Chakotay has a Chakotay. It's funny actually because Chakotay's obviously had a beard for what we've seen of him in the last few episodes, and then he shaves just in time to return back to Starfleet, only to then go into Mirror Universe where there is a beard of Chakotay, which means he has to then now put on. He has to smear like black stuff all over his face to make it look like he has a goatee. I mean, maybe you know, makeup skills is a much more easy accessible skill in the future, because even with like oil on your face, it's pretty obvious what the difference is if you're right up to someone as Jamie was. But to fair to Jamie's credit, she did like recognize straight away. Also, to Michelle's credit, when and I like how we're not kind of having to rehash old plots, and we're actually able to like build upon previously established things. When the crew appeared back on Voyager and they were like, oh, it's actually Janeway, and like we talk about Janeway's dead, it was pretty clear to everyone like within minutes that, oh, we're probably in an alternate universe. Like, no one had to be like, well, why? I mean, also to their credit, they're also like, well, you either an alternate universe or you have a shared psychosis, and we won't rule either out. We'll do some tests. Like, it's good that that's what's happening in Prodigy, rather than having this kind of miscommunication and confusion for a long period of time, where they're doubting that's a possibility, even though it happens far too often in Star Trek. So the weird thing about this episode is how quickly it sidelines a few characters. So Rock and Zero find themselves in a different reality, and we don't follow them. It's not as if we're following two different things. For some random reason, Marshall gets also sidelined to somewhere else. So we only focus on a few of the characters, and it's not entirely sure why I guess it's because there's too many cooks in the scene. So that's the reason I can think of. But it was a bit kind of well, why we sideline these characters? Can't they just be in the background? That kind of thing. But it was cute. It was very funny to see the mirror whale with a scar on their face. Nice to kind of reaffirm the bond between Chakotay and Janeway, and then obviously Chakotay returning back to actual Janeway, and then kind of very heartfelt reunion. And it was nice. It was some very heartfelt bits between Del and Gwyn as well. So yeah, I enjoyed the episode. It wasn't the most deepest uses of the mirror universe as exploration, but I mean they still use it very well. They see in the time frame they had, in 15-20 minutes they had, they still use it to explore these characters and what they could be otherwise, which is what you want to use the mirror universe for. So that was pretty good. So that's my thoughts on this. I've only watched one episode today, so a quick reaction. We have 6 left. Gonna try and do 3 and 3. So maybe there'll be two more of these left, but it might also be two. So which case 3 of these left. But that's my thoughts. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I will see you later on. It's about 1:30. I don't think. Do I have time to do some gaming right now? Possibly. No, 1.5 hours. I might do something else. I might do some cleaning. Cleaning. Anyway. See y'all later. Bye.